Hi everyone, I'm German and today I'm going to teach you some programming. So here's our directions. First things first, let's read them and then read them again. Write a function, twins, that takes a string as an input and returns a copy of that string where every character is repeated twice. Now everyone read it again. Also looking at some examples, ABC, input string ABC becomes AABBCC, A becomes AA, and then the empty string becomes empty because it does not contain any characters. To make sure we understand, can somebody do this example for me? Well, it becomes BBYYEE. Now let's go ahead and write the function header. So the function is called twins, and it takes in a string, one argument. We pass in just one argument. Now let's figure out our types. So the input of our function is of type string because we're passing in a string like ABC. The output, well, we return a string as well. So the output is also of type string. So we put that at the top so we don't forget. Now let's go ahead and pseudocode and not worry about syntax at first. So when I was doing the example at the top, I was thinking, okay, so I go through each character and then I insert a duplicate of that character after itself. But now, however, let's think a bit more. How exactly are we going to conduct this insertion? Well, we need to know the index of where we are. However, inserting into the input string changes its contents and length, which might add us some problems. So I'm not saying it's not doable, but before we dive in, let's consider an alternative. Let's ask ourselves, if we don't want to worry about the insertion index, why modify the input string in the first place? Why not just create a new variable and add everything to the end? In that case, no index needs to be specified. So our new variable, I'm going to call it answer. Oops. And note that it's empty. And so again, the pseudocode is I'm going through each character in string because answer is empty. So then I add the current character to the answer's end. And then I add its duplicate to the answer's end. So I need to add twice because the answer is created as empty. So this sounds a bit easier than doing this at the top because, again, we don't need to worry about index. So let's write some code and implement this. So for each character in the input string, I add the character to the end of our newly created variable. So that's step one over here. And then I add it again because this variable character contains what we need. So there's no need to duplicate it. Are we done? Well, no, because this is not math, right? This is programming. So there is no point in doing that sum without saving it. Otherwise, that sum will just disappear. So we need to save the results of the sum back into answer. And this way, the answer is built up incrementally. So what did we forget? Looking at our input and output types, we need to return answer at the end. So after you're done, make sure you run these examples at the top and then some of your self-made examples as well to make sure that this is correct. And then the main takeaway for you all here is that don't just run with the first solution that pops into your head. Take some time to pseudocode alternatives. Very likely you will find something better and quicker to implement than what you originally thought of. Good luck.